Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be doing a demonstration of 14.7 Elite Mode, Caconsis Army Rescue. And this video will cover two different versions because depending on what Serena does, the AI Serena at the end of turn 1, what you do will be very different. So refer to the timestamps in the video description because depending on whether Serena uses Shield Bash on turn 1 or uses Unbreakable Guardian, there will be a very different playthrough. Okay. Now, with that said, I'm going to jump in. The hidden chest, I'll mention where it's located, but the hidden chest contains an epic martial spirit, and the 3 feats are the same as the normal version, which is Waller is undefeated at the end of the battle, Serena is undefeated at the end of the battle, and defeat Lanford. So let's jump in and begin. So, first of all, the hidden chest location is right here. It's next to King Caconsis, where he ends up. So it's the cabinet right beside him. And as I mentioned, it's already an epic martial spirit, so it's definitely 100% worth grabbing. And Serena, as mentioned, has Unbreakable Guardian and Shield Bash. So depending on what she does, the playthrough will play out very differently. Okay, so if depending on your results, refer to one of the 2 timestamps that I'll have in the video description to jump to the appropriate playthrough. So party wise though, you're going to use the exact same party as the normal version, but once again the strategy will be optimized better. And so it's going to consist of Ledin, Tieris, Sophia, Yulia, and Luna. And then Leticia will round out the party. So I'm just going to find Leticia by looking for Empire Cavalry. And there we go. And last but not least, Luna should bring her faction buffs so that she can buff up all my characters. A few final notes before I begin, and that's Sophia has Regenerate, Heal, and Rewind, and she's also has Speed Boots for 4 mobility in total rather than 3. And Tieris has Teddy Bear as well as a Sage's Hat. Okay, so all of that stuff does matter. And with all that mentioned, I think I'm ready to begin. So there's not... Characters' starting positions do matter though in this battle, important to note. And yeah, so let's get started here. My Yulia for this particular fight will have Discipline, Godly Menace, and Faith rather than bringing her final skill, which is Holy Justice. Okay, just as a side note as well. Alright, here we go. So, Leticia, her love support can only affect 4 characters at 6 stars. So I'm going to start by moving Luna so that the love support will buff everyone else. And Luna is going to run down, Wind God Realm, and then move a further 2 tiles down rather than 3. Okay, and she's just going to Queen Ascensions here. This positioning allows everyone else to move their maximum distance. So that's why I didn't move her up the maximum tiles that she could go. Okay. Now, I'm going to have Leticia sprint and buff everyone's mobility here. By 2. So then Ledin can charge south as far as he can go, next to the rock on the left, and Divine Guard. Next, Yulia is going to rush down as far as she can go as well. And then I'm going to have Sophia come down, but she's going to leave an open tile here in between her and Ledin. And just use Regenerate on Ledin. And then finally, Tieris will run south and Miracle up everybody here. And provide Sage's Hat buff to Ledin, most importantly. So now, and then takes a hit from an Aquatic General. Takes a hit from a cavalry general. Oh, and sorry. Serena used Unbreakable Guardian here. So this is going to be the more interesting method of clearing this. And let in takes more hits from these enemies. He's just going to take some time to kill off everything that he faces against. Which is a lot of enemies. Alright, in the south, Serena is fighting 2 infantry and a mage. And actually doing a lot of damage to them too, since Unbreakable Guardian is active. So now, it's my turn to act, and I'm going to start with Yulia, moving down and using her Discipline Strike on Emily. Because that way, she will provide healing to Serena, right? Via Faith and Gift of Eternal Life if you have one. So 2 heals in my case. Alright, so now that she's moved, Leticia is going to move down and mobility buff everyone else. And then I'm going to send everyone else forward. So let's have Ledin run down and faction buff up. Next up is going to be... I'm going to use Sophia last. Because I'm going to want her to rewind everyone. So I'm just going to simply move Tiaris down for now. And why don't I attack Blessing Yulia at this point? And then Luna is going to move down, strike Emily, and then keep moving down. And then finally, Sophia can run south and rewind up everyone here. Right. Would be nice if Leticia was in range, but she isn't, so we'll just roll with it. There we go. So now Serena uses her Shield Bash Strike on the enemy Mage General. And this Lancer activates Guard. And this is where it gets annoying. Because by activating Guard where this Lancer went, these enemies are triggered. So when she uses Unbreakable Guardian on turn 1, it causes some weird things to happen. Like this. And there it's the trigger. So without you even engaging, the enemies are triggered to fight already. Fortunately, Serena is powerful here, and she's crushed all those infantry and so on. So now, Langrisser appears on this turn, and we get to continue to move. So what I'm going to do is, because Emily survived with a ridiculously small amount of hit points, I do need to finish her off. And it's just finding someone who actually can, because my Sophia does not have enough damage too. Well, so what I'm going to do here is probably have Luna do it. So let's just continue to march south. I'm gonna have Ledin just faction buff up here. Not activating his Divine Guard yet. Going to have Sophia just move down and just regenerate my Ledin. Luna is going to attack Emily, and then she should move south. Leticia can provide a mobility buff to the characters here, so she's just going to. And then now I can move Yulia down 4 tiles and have Tieris run down and just heal up Luna and Healing Light this group here. In the meantime, Lanford and the Flyers start approaching, and Valk uses Spear Dance on these two. So it's kind of interesting. Now, keep in mind that for my playthrough, I go into play as if I don't have defeats, so I'm going to have Leticia grab the treasure, or aim towards grabbing the treasure, while the other characters head towards taking down Lanford. Or I have to take down Lanford. So I'm going to have Leticia move down and mobility buff everyone but Tieris. And then that should allow Ledin to charge forward. And I really want Ledin to start dealing with these Flyers if possible. That's the thing. So why don't I send Ledin here and have him Divine Guard. And then I'm going to send Sophia over. And heal up the allied Serena. Next, I'm going to send Tieris over and have her miracle up, right? But before that, if possible, I want Yulia to march as far as she can go. Oh, this should be okay. So let's just move her here for now. And then have Luna run forward and win God Realm. But first... Or sorry, she's gonna run forward and faction buff. Right? Like so. And then I'm going to have Tieris run up and miracle everyone. And it's almost time. The 3 merfolk warriors go wide and appear. Meanwhile, Serena and the Lancer just continue to do their stuff in the back. And Weiler gets into the engagement as well. So because the Lancers and Valk are triggered early, battle is playing out slightly differently, but as long as you can clear it, really. So here, they're still approaching, and I won't get to fight that many of them just yet, I think. Yeah, so I only just fought one of them. The others did not attack me so far. Alright, let's continue. So Valk decides to attack my healer, doing a great amount of damage to Ledin, but fortunately with Regenerate and Healing Light, he pretty much heals back to full. So it's looking good. Right. Now, what I'm going to do is, because Leticia has to grab the treasure, I do also want her to avoid Volk. So that's something I have to keep in mind. But what I can do is I'm going to move Ledin aggressively forward while avoiding Lanford. Okay. Because I want to tank all these hits. So I'm just going to do that to start. Next, I'm going to have Luna. Well, I want Yulia to be able to attack Lanford. So I'm going to have Luna charge forward, win God Realm, and attack Lanford and then retreat back 3. And then back up. So now Yulia, who managed to get a mobility buff, can actually run forward to attack Lanford. If you don't get a mobility buff, it's pretty easy to get one. Just have Leticia sprint Yulia here. Okay. And that will buff her mobility by 2, allowing her to get into range. And she is simply going to Godly Menace against Lanford. So that Lanford can't move. Next up, TRS is going to shift forward and just attack Blessing Yulia, so that she can do as much damage as she can in the one-on-one against Lanford. And I'm going to have Sophia shift forward, and she has a Goddess left hand to range attack Volk so that his mobility is reduced to 1. Uh-oh. The stupid Lancer decided to activate Guard. But fortunately, all of these enemies should be attacking Tieris, so that Ledin will definitely guard. Right? So this Lancer Guard will not get involved in the combat here. You can see Ledin's also taking the hit from Volk. So with this, Ledin should be able to kill off all these remaining enemies. And just leave Volk and Lanford left in the battlefield. Yulia is ripping into Lanford. Let's just skip that. And meanwhile, I have Leticia run towards the treasure. And now, Yulia is going to continue to fight against Lanford and block his path forward by blocking the bridge. So let's have Yulia discipline attack Lanford. And Lanford's nearly dead at this point. Let's have Luna jump in and finish him off. So down goes Lanford. And now, all that's left is Volk to kill. But I don't want to kill Volk this turn. So, what's probably the best method for now is to continue to slow him and guard the character who would be slowing him. So I'm going to have Sophia continue to attack Volk. Right? Ledin is going to move over to guard. And then Tieris can just provide healing light to one of the characters. So maybe just stay here. Oh, and actually, Serena shield bashed Volk. Interesting. Works for me. So at this point, Leticia is going to grab the treasure, which is the Epic Martial Spirit. And now I just need to finish Volk. So, pretty easy. Going to continue to have Sophia. Range attack Volk to reduce his mobility. Right. Ledin is going to reactivate Divine Guard here. I'm gonna have Tiara shift over and just healing light this group in the south. Luna is going to reactivate her faction buff, and Yulia is going to start moving towards Volk. I think Volk is going to spear dance here. Yes. But doesn't really do much to me. So at this point, let's take him down. And I might as well start with Ledin activating his faction buff here. Right. Let's have Yulia toss out a discipline attack. And there we go. Done. So there we go. And then next up will be the battle example of when Serena instead will use her Shield Bash skill at the first turn instead of using Unbreakable Guardian. So for this second attempt, the battle will only just play out differently in the south, assuming Serena uses Shield Bash at the start. So you're going to do the exact same thing initially, which is Luna moves up, activates Wind God Realm, moves down 2 more tiles and faction buffs. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly try to do everything that you do on the first turn. And hope that Serena activates Shield Bash this time around. So, sprint. Divine Guard. Yulia runs south. Regenerates with Sophia. And then Tieres with the Miracle. And there we go. As a side note, would you believe that it took me 14 attempts on this map before Serena finally used Shield Bash on the enemies? That's right, 13 battles in a row, the enemy, Serena decided to use Unbreakable Guardian. It was ridiculous. In any case though, now that she's finally used Shield Bash, I can show the method for clearing this battle, where Serena Shield Bashes at the first turn, and thus does not trigger Volk and his Lance Phalanx soldiers. Instead, you have to trigger them. So this turn, we'll just have Ledin killing off everything that attacks him, which would leave, I think, Emily and 1 Griffin Rider alive. Emily because she has such high hit points, the Griffin Rider because it was not in range to attack me. Alright. So. In the meantime, Serena does quite a number to those infantry enemies that she's facing off against. And I'm just going to start with Yulia tossing out a discipline attack on Emily. Because that way, her faith and gift of eternal life will provide healing to Serena. Just helps. And plus, I need to do damage to Emily in the first place. So, I'm now going to have Leticia charge down and mobility buff everyone with left support. And then Ledin can just run south, really. And faction buff up. Tiaris is going to do the same, but she'll attack Blessing, Yulia. And provide the Yggdrasil Reef or Sage's Hat buff to Ledin. So I'm going to have Luna run down and strike Emily as well. Do some more damage to her. And then shift south. And then finally, Sophia is going to run down and just rewind everyone down here. So it doesn't affect Leticia, but that's fine. Serena hangs back and uses her Unbreakable Guardian now. And meanwhile, Ledin with counterattack should be able to kill off, oh, or not kill off Emily, but it'll certainly kill off the Griffin Rider. In the south, the Lancers and Mages continue to face each other, and the Lancer General actually dies. So, battle continues, Lanford shows up, and now I want to, if possible, finish off Emily while moving south. So, I'm not going to activate Divine Guard just yet, because there's no reason to. And instead, I'm just going to... I think I'm just going to have Luna kill off Emily to start. And then move down too. And in that way, Leticia can mobility buff pretty much everyone. Yeah, let's just move Ledin first. And then have Leticia mobility buff the remaining 4. So that way, everyone can charge as far south as they can go. Right. And I might as well have Tiaris heal up Serena here. And Sophia is going to regenerate my Ledin. So, Serena is crushing those infantry general. And my Ledin tanks a hit from the enemy mage commander. There you go. Serena kills off those 2 infantry. And now I just need to deal with this mage before moving forward to trigger Vulcan those characters. So, well, not too hard to deal with the mage. If I simply have Luna Wind God Realm here and attack, she should be able to do it. Like so. I'm just going to leave her down. And have Leticia mobility buff everyone right once again. So then Ledin can charge forward with his... and activate his Divine Guard, I think. I just don't want to tank a hit from Lanford, as always. So actually, let's just have Yulia charge forward and discipline attack the cavalry general right here. Now keep in mind that only worked because my Yulia got breeze, right? Just wow. But so if you don't get breeze, you know, Ledin would have killed it anyways, so it's not a big deal. You would just have Ledin charge forward like this, and then have him, you know, Divine Guard, and the enemies should still attack you anyways. Yeah. So I'm just gonna have Ledin charge forward, and as mentioned, activate his Divine Guard. And then I'm going to have Sophia move up and heal Ledin. And finally, let's have Tiaras charge forward and miracle up this whole group. So Ledin kills the Aquatic General, all of them, because of where Tiaras is placed. The Flyer Generals and the Lancer Generals won't attack me this turn, that's to be expected. And Lanford moves forward and gets, I think, temporarily caught by Wilder. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is actually quite simple. Okay. I am going to first... I don't want to mobility buff Serena, because if I do, she's going to get into the combat zone. So I'm simply just going to move Leticia down, but not have her sprint. Okay. If she sprinted, she would get Serena active. So next, I'm simply going to separate the enemies. And what I mean by separate is I'm going to have Yulia engage with Godly Menace against Lanford. And that will completely stop Lanford from moving. Next, Ledin is just going to move down and faction buff. I'm going to have Luna. Okay, so I'm actually going to have Sophia and Luna act, right? Let's see. Let's have Tiaras attack Blessing my Yulia once more. Okay. Going to have Luna run forward and simply faction buff up next to Yulia, giving my Yulia plus 20% damage dealt, right, via King's Crown. And then Sophia is actually going to charge forward and range attack Volk, because that will reduce Volk's mobility down to 1 and keep him locked down. So like this, what Volk can do should be very limited. So Ledin, in the meantime, is going to kill off all the characters who can attack him. And Yulia is going to continue a one-on-one against Lanford. And now I get hit by Spear Dance. No big deal though. Although it just means this Lancer General gets to survive. Alright. So now I'm going to have Leticia keep running forward. Nearly at the treasure now. And over here, my goal is to continue to lock them down. So I'm going to have Yulia shift over to attack. Right? I'm just trying to kind of figure this out in terms of positioning. Right? Actually, I'm actually just going to have, I think I'm just going to have Yulia attack like this. So first, Luna is probably going to attack and then move down 3 or something like that. Just figuring this out, as I said. Okay. I'm probably going to have Tiaris attack. Volk. To continue to slow it. Because both of my Tiaris, both of my characters have that effect of Goddess left hand. So Ledin is going to shift. Right. And Sophia is going to shift as well and attack Valk too. So I'm relying on the Luna faction buff to do damage to Valk right now. And I'm going to have Luna melee attack this Lancer general and then retreat back. Finally, since his mobility is down to 1, I'm not afraid of him. So I'm just going to have Yuria launch a discipline attack to harm Lanford. So Ledin takes a hit from a flyer general. Gets hit by wind pressure, but no big deal. And then hey, it's Belgar again, not Berusi or whatever. In any case, then takes a hit from Valk, also doesn't kill him. Yulia is fighting against Lanford one-on-one. And doing a darn good job at it. Although she didn't heal. So, Leticia will grab the treasure at this point to start. And then over here on this front, I need to continue to reduce Valk's movement and weaken the enemy Lanford. So I'm going to have Yulia, I think, attack Lanford on this side. And then let's try healing her up. So, what's next? I'm going to have Ledin here, activate Divine Guard. And then Sophia is going to continue to attack Valk and keep his mobility down to 1. And finally, I guess Luna can just buff up my Ledin. So, Flyer General attacks and kills itself. In the north, Yulia continues to fight against Lanford and does quite well. Right? So Lanford continues to be locked down. And so I'm going to have Yulia discipline attack Lanford and finish him off at this point. Right. And there down goes Lanford. So now, you know, Leticia is just going to end her turn, and I just need to crush Valk. So That's not too difficult, especially now that, due to Yulia, she's lost all her buffs. So I'm going to want to... I think I'm going to want to attack Blessing. So let's just have Sophia start with another range attack to reduce her mobility. Right? Then Ledin, whose Divine Guard is still lasting, can just move down. Let's have Tieris attack Blessing my Luna and Healing Light. And then Luna can just move up, strike, and end turn where she is. Valk attacks. Let's just end Leticia's turn, and at this point the battle should be over with an attack from Yulia and an attack from Luna. So if I need to absolutely make sure of that, you know, I think if I just simply move Tieris up and Miracle these two, that'll happen. So we'll start with Luna. Okay. Still going to have Sophia range attack, of course, to reduce the mobility down to 1. And then Yulia can just move in and finish off Valk. And there we go. Battle complete. Slightly different due to the Valk and his Lancers not being triggered early, but same basic strategy, really. And there we have it. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful to you. And on that note, Nitro out.